Hip Hop Motivation Kids presents My Barber's Hands Stink by Kenyatta Griggs. The alarm clock, a beautiful creation, invented by Levi Hutchins in 1787, has helped many children wake up to get ready for school. Being awakened on a Saturday morning by the sound of an alarm clock is the last thing Kevin wants to hear. Kevin's mom enters his room excited to start the day saying,
"Good morning, Kevin. It's time to get up and get dressed. I'm taking you to get a haircut today."
As Kevin pulls the covers over his head, he grumbles as he listens to his mother's plan for the day. Instead of getting dressed, Kevin starts playing his favorite game, SLIME INVADERS, with his best friend Chachi sitting calmly by his side.
"Watch this, Chachi. I'm the best at this game. No one can slime me."
After about an hour, Kevin's mom notices that he hasn't started getting dressed for the day, so she puts her basket of clothes down to tell him to get ready. Mom comes to his door saying,
"Hey, Kevin. I know you like that game a whole lot, but you'll have to play when we come back from the barbershop. Right now, Mom needs you to take a bath, wash your hair, brush your teeth, and get dressed."
"Okay, Mom."
Kevin replied. In the bathroom, instead of taking a bath, Kevin plays with his rubber duck as if it were a fighter jet dropping bombs.
Boom!
He laughs. From the living room, Kevin's mom hears the loud splashing and thinks that he's already in the tub. She screams out,
"Kevin, don't forget to wash your hair!"
Not knowing that all barbers hate cutting dirty hair and ignoring his mother's request, Kevin decides to not only skip taking a bath, but he also skips washing his hair. Kevin instead decides to get dressed. As Kevin combs his dirty hair, all he can think about is getting back to his room to play SLIME INVADERS. Startled, his daydream is interrupted by his mother's voice.
"Kevin, don't forget to brush your teeth!"
Kevin stares at his toothbrush, trying to figure out a way to speed up the process so he can get back to playing his video game. Totally ignoring the violent smell of morning breath now lingering into the afternoon, Kevin decides to rub a small amount of toothpaste on his front teeth using his finger. Now back in his room, unbathed, hair unwashed, and teeth not brushed, Kevin is fully dressed and starts a new game of SLIME INVADERS. As Kevin's mom walks past his room to make sure he's dressed and ready to go, she says,
"Kevin, make sure you eat some cereal before we leave."
With his back turned and his eyes fixated on SLIME INVADERS, Kevin responds,
"Okay, Mom, I'm almost done destroying the slime galaxy."
But as soon as he said that his fighter jet was destroyed by a slime invader, after eating a bowl of cereal, Mom says,
"All right, Kevin, it's time to go."
with a smile on her face. Standing at the front door, Kevin asks his mother,
"Mom, do I have to get my hair cut today?"
After smelling Kevin's question more than hearing it, his mother replies,
"Yes, Kevin, you have to get your hair cut. And did you brush your teeth like I asked you? Because your breath doesn't smell good."
To avoid answering his mother's question, Kevin says,
Wait 1 second, Mom. I need to use the bathroom before we go."
Taking his slow time after using the bathroom, Kevin tries to stall for more time. He hopes his mother will change her mind about going to the barbershop. He then hears his mother shouting down the hall,
"Kevin, make sure you use soap to wash your hands."
Once again, disobeying his mother's orders, Kevin imagines himself washing his hands with soap instead of actually doing so. Washing his hands after using the restroom, Kevin decides to rinse his fingertips without using soap as his mom requested. To waste a little more time in the bathroom, Kevin unties his shoes only to retie them again before hearing his mother at the front door impatiently saying,
"Come on, Kevin, let's go!"
Quickly walking to the car, Kevin's mom asks him if he washed his hands with soap. And while holding his hands up in the air, he says,
"Of course I did, Mom, see?"
"Good, because that would be filthy if you didn't wash your hands after using the restroom."
His mom replies. In the car, looking through the mirror, Mom says,
I thought you liked getting your hair cut.
Kevin nods his head up and down.
I love when you get your hair cut. You always look so handsome when you do.
Looking back at her through the mirror, Kevin smiles at his mom. Mom holds Kevin's hand while they cross the street. Looking through the barbershop windows, Kevin doesn't even know that this visit will give him more than just a haircut. Inside the barbershop, Kevin's mom asks one of the barbers if Mr. Johnny is available to cut Kevin's hair, with a look on his face as if something smells bad. The barber points towards the bathroom where a dizzying swarm of flies gather outside the door.
Yes, he's here. Hey, Johnny, you have a customer.
The sound of the toilet flushes. Mr. Johnny exits the bathroom with a cloud of flies hovering close behind.
Hey, how are you, Kevin?
While at his station, cleaning his clippers, Mr. Johnny asks Kevin how he would like his haircut. Kevin starts imagining himself wearing different hairstyles.
Let me see.
Kevin then jumps up in the chair and says,
I'll take a low even haircut, please.
While combing Kevin's hair, Mr. Johnny notices that he didn't wash it. Flakes of dandruff mixed with dirty hair chips start flying from his head. Mr. Johnny continues to comb Kevin's hair out. He becomes more and more disgusted as he sees all the white flakes falling from his scalp like a winter snowstorm. Even the flies are shocked watching the flakes of dirt flying from Kevin's hair. Kevin hears the soft buzzing sound of the clippers. Mr. Johnny tries his best to cut through all of the dirt and grease without clogging his clippers, so he grabs Kevin's face. As Mr. Johnny's fingers get close to Kevin's nose, he almost faints from the terrible trash can odor coming from Mr. Johnny's hands. The smell is so bad that Kevin has to breathe through his mouth in order to stop breathing in the dirty smell of his barber's despicable fingers. Squirming in the chair, Kevin struggles with the gross zombie smell of Mr. Johnny's hands touching his face. Unaware of what is going on, Mr. Johnny tells him to keep still. As he speaks, the eye-watering smell of Mr. Johnny's breath flows into Kevin's nostrils, which are already suffering from the disgusting smell of his barber's hands. As Mr. Johnny inches closer to Kevin's face, his eyes begin to water, as if he is peeling an onion. The flies that were circling around Mr. Johnny are now entranced by the foul mist of contaminated air that's entering Kevin's nose. Immediately, Kevin imagines himself pouring the entire jar of Mr. Johnny's mints into his dirty, diaper-smelling mouth. As Mr. Johnny's mystery-smelling hands pass Kevin's face again, he tries to figure out why his hands smell so bad. He even imagines Mr. Johnny holding an old rotten onion and green-sprouted potato just before giving him a haircut. Finally finished with the torture of smelling his barber's hands. Kevin looks at the mirror being held up by Mr. Johnny, but he can't even look at his haircut after what he just went through. All Kevin can imagine is Mr. Johnny's thriller zombie-smelling hands reaching out of a grave with a pair of rusty clippers, ready to give him a haircut. Kevin's mom asks Mr. Johnny how much she owes him, and he says,
Oh, that'll be $15 plus a tip.
After his mom paid Mr. Johnny, Kevin hides behind his mother thinking, the only tip Mr. Johnny deserves is a tip on how to wash his hands and brush his teeth. While driving home from the barbershop, Kevin's mom looks at him through the mirror and says,
Now that's my son, looking so handsome. How do you like your haircut?
Still smelling Mr. Johnny's stinky fingerprints all over his face, Kevin says,
Mom, my barber's hands stink.
Kevin, that's not a good word to use. Instead of saying his hands stink, say his hands smell bad.
His mom quickly added,
See, that's what happens when you don't wash your hands with soap. Aren't you glad you followed my directions this morning?
Kevin held his head down and didn't respond. As soon as Kevin made it home, he was so excited to take a bath and wash his hair that he got in the tub while the water was still running. He also put on fresh clothes and brushed his teeth like his mom told him to do before going to the barbershop. Once he finished doing everything his mother told him to do earlier that morning, he stood in front of the mirror looking at the new and improved Kevin. At that moment, Kevin decided that he will no longer take for granted the importance of taking a bath, brushing his teeth, and washing his hands with soap after using the bathroom, especially after smelling his barber's hands. Today, not only did he get a haircut, he was also taught a lesson about what happens when you don't keep yourself clean. Seeing his mother sitting in the living room, Kevin sits on the couch next to her and says,
Mom, I apologize for disobeying you earlier.
Mom, confused by Kevin's sudden desire to tell the truth, asks,
What do you mean?
Well, when you told me to take a bath and wash my hair earlier, I didn't. Then when you told me to brush my teeth, I didn't. And when you told me to wash my hands after using the bathroom, well, I just rinsed my fingers through the water without using soap. I'm sorry, Mom. I really learned my lesson today after smelling Mr. Johnny. I promise it will never happen again.
Mom looked lovingly at Kevin with a smile.
Son, it's very brave of you to tell me the truth. Kevin, I'm so proud that you finally understand how important it is to wash your hands and keep yourself clean. I can't wait to tell your father the good news when he gets home from work.
Kevin smiles. To celebrate Kevin understanding the importance of taking a bath, brushing his teeth, and washing his hands after using the restroom, his mother decided to surprise him by baking him some chocolate chip cookies. As Mom enters the room with the warm, delicious cookies, she says,
Here's a treat for telling the truth.
Kevin and Chachi's eyes light up as they stare at the cookies sitting on the pan waiting to be eaten.
Cookies! Awesome! Thanks, Mom!
As Kevin bites into the warm chocolate chip cookie, he thinks,
Wow, today I learned the importance of good hygiene, all because my barber's hands smell bad.
From this day on, Kevin never skipped taking a bath, brushing his teeth, or washing his hands after using the restroom. Here are Kevin's daily hygiene rules. 1. Take a bath or shower every day. 2. Brush your teeth every morning and night. 3. Wash your hands after using the restroom. 4. Use hand sanitizer throughout the day. 5. Put clean clothes on every day. 6. Wipe your shoes off every day. 7. Drink lots of water every day. And 8. Breathe deep and smile every single day. The end!